welcome this morning to this club, and we are going to talk about the culture, the inherited culture and the acquired culture. First of all, we want to get a first speaker, David. Please come.
Well, hello everyone. I'm David Cortez, and I'm here to speak about whether culture is inherited or acquired. Now, it is my belief that culture is acquired, it is learned, and I base these claims on the Mexican American community. Now, as we all know, there are millions of Mexican Americans living in the United States right now, and every day more and more people will arrive from Mexico. Now, the people that were born in Mexico and moved to the United States are what it's called, and what I will call in this speech, the first generation. And the first generation will usually conserve all of its culture, or at least the biggest part. However, if we were to analyze the second generation, we will begin to see some changes in their way of life. Maybe they prefer to speak Spanish. Maybe they prefer to speak English instead of Spanish. And maybe they will start to celebrate American holidays instead of the Mexican traditional ones. And by the third generation, maybe they will forget that they will not be taught Spanish, and they will forget about the Mexican tradition. Now, there is nothing wrong with that. That is totally normal and will happen in almost any case. However, I believe that this is strong evidence for cultural learning and not inheritance. If we were to inherit culture, it would be conserved. However, this is evidently not the case. Thank you.
Thank you so much, David. That was a very interesting thing. And I would like to remark that you can ask questions and you can make some comments in the speech. First of all, welcome, Mr. Marlon.
A nation's culture resides in the hearts and the souls of its people. Mahatma Gandhi. Hello everyone, buongiorno, konnichiwa, ciao, hello, namaste. First, did you notice that I said some hello in some languages? How much time do you think that it took me to learn that? 1 minute, 2 minutes? Well, it took me 10 minutes. But it wasn't my fault. It was the internet, because I didn't have internet. I'm taking my neighbor's internet. But talking about my neighbor, he has something special. He's taller than me, he's stronger than me, he's more handsome than me. But the most important thing, the special thing, he's Korean. His name is Park Ji. He was born, he raised up in Korea until he was 10 years old. Then his family and he moved to Mexico. When I first met him, I kind of, take a lot of love to him because of his cultural energy. What I'm talking about? When I go into his house, I have to take my shoes off. I can't put my feet in the furniture. They also pray to another god, and they eat in a very strange way. What happened within the years? We grew up. I learned that South Korean people have a lot of take care of their appearances, also men and women. What I noticed that because Jimin has a lot of makeup and he knows how to use it. Also, when we were in a hurry and there is a lot of people between, I was like, excuse me, I'm pushing people, and it's not correct, but it's a hurry. What he does? He was like, bow, excuse me, then pass. Bow, excuse me, then pass. It's kind of cute because you were seeing someone dancing, in my head was playing Tiempo del Vals by Chayanne. But the years passed and his people and his family learned different cultures, but especially the Mexican culture. They start celebrating Independence Day, the end of the day, what else, May 5. Also, he started thinking some things about me and say, man, I am a bad influence to you. I say, no, Me and my family take the things that we like about Mexican culture, the things that we love. That is correct because I mean he do the positive things. In the other hand, we have Mati. His real name is Mateo. He's another friend of mine. He is the most universal cultural person you ever know. He loves food, tradition, customs for many countries. 2 years ago, he moved to Chicago, Windy City. He loved it. But there was one thing that he didn't love it. Many people there didn't like his culture. They called him Beaner. You know what it means? And it was rude. But then he met Sarah. Sarah is British. She's from the UK. They start living together and they start sharing many cultural things about them. For example, Mari didn't like tea, but when he met Sarah, since now, he drinks tea every 5 p.m. as they do in the UK. Also, Sarah didn't know how to dance. They start folklore lessons. And it's pretty because they acquire a new culture, but they even lost the inevitable. We as Mexicans have a very special culture. We are kind, we share, we're helpful, but we have a lot of strong family bonds. But there is one thing that represents Mexico, and I don't like it. We criticize each other. What I'm talking about? Let's give an example. Yalitza Aparicio. She represents us in the Oscars. What do people do? They throw a lot of bad stuff about her. Another example, last Friday, a lot of women take the streets to protest. Why is this? Some people say they don't represent it. This is not the way. In other countries, when people do the same thing, example France, nowadays Hong Kong, what Mexicans say? Oh yeah, they cheer. They say that is the correct way. Why we don't do that with our own people? But there is something that Mexico has. We are very helpful, and we proved it to the world in 19 September 2017. What I'm talking about? An earthquake hit Mexico City. We show the world the human part of Mexico, and that is the Mexican culture that represents us. Everyone in the world have inertial culture. They have in the DNA metaphorically. Well, it depends on where they live, the region, the people they share with, and all the values they have. But between the years, we start sharing with other people. We start sharing our culture, our native culture, but also adapting to another one. Maybe a Mexican have to a Japanese culture, a Turkish culture, as an example. But in all the examples I give, they didn't lose the native one. They only acquire a new one. There is a culture that everyone has. It is different in all of us. We acquire it between the years, and it's the most beautiful one and the most important, or personality, or essence. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to show your culture to the others. Thank you.
Wow. I must admit that was a very interesting speech, and I would like to thank you, both of you, were very neat. And we will start with the feedback with a time master. Please go here, Alejandra.
Thank you to both speakers. You did a very good job. It shows, Marlon, it shows that you are very well prepared on the theme. You managed to talk to the point in 5 minutes and 30 seconds, which is very well prepared for the time span that you had. And David, your speech was very well also, but it lasted 2 minutes. I would recommend for you to take keywords to remember and to rehearse it, and also put yourself on timer when you are rehearsing it, so that when you are here to present it, you can make it last a little bit longer. That's it.
And now for the rest of the feedback, all AHA counter, Olympia.
First, David, I don't really like your speech, the example of the Mexicans, American Mexicans, you're living there. And I think you need to improve your tone of voice and you repeat the words like and however. So using synonyms of those words will be perfect to improve your speech. And Marlon, I really like your examples of your friends, how you use them. And I really don't have very much bad things to say. Maybe you repeat too much the word culture and the word Mexicans. And maybe speak a little more calm will be perfect to be more relaxed, maybe. More relaxed speech. And that's it.
So that's it. Thank you very much for coming and to give this chat. It was a beautiful morning. Thank you so much. And give an applause to all of you, of course.